A Dark Jedi is a term many fans of Star Wars have heard, but that not many are aware of the true meaning of the term. A Dark Jedi was not a Sith Lord, and did not necessarily prior have to be a Jedi Knight. A Dark Jedi was a term used to describe someone who was a practitioner of the dark side of the Force, but was not a Sith. The Sith conform to a very specific code and way of ruling, and are thus called Sith Lords and are much different from a Dark Jedi. If one does not conform to the Sith code, they are no Sith. Peace is a lie. There is only passion. Through passion I gain strength. Through strength I gain power. Through power I gain victory. Through victory my chains will be broken. The Force shall free me. Interestingly enough though, Dark Jedi played a significant role in the Sith Rule of Two, and for many Sith of the past. During the Rule of Two era, there were to be only two Sith Lords, an apprentice to crave the power and a master to hold it. However, the Sith did require additional help sometimes, and enlisted the talents of those gifted in the Force, but also most often those who had been scorned by past experiences with the Jedi. The Sith would then train these individuals most often as dark side assassins to carry out the orders of themselves or their masters. In some cases, both Master and Apprentice Sith Lord were aware of the Dark Jedi under their control, a good example being Asajj Ventress and her role as a Dark Jedi under the power of both Dooku and Sidious. In other cases, however, the Sith Master or Apprentice were not aware of the Dark Jedi under the control of the either. In this case, the Dark Jedi was eventually to be implemented as a weapon against either their Master or Apprentice. A Master for a test against their Apprentice, or for the Apprentice as a potential tool to be used to overthrow the Master. The best and most well-known example of this being Starkiller's planned use against Palpatine by Darth Vader. There have also been occasions when the Sith Order mass-trained pupils to become Dark Jedi. The Inquisitors and Rebels are an accurate depiction of a Dark Jedi, although they have given themselves a different title. In Legends, following the collapse of the Empire, many Inquisitors began calling themselves Dark Jedi, forming a new path and grouping together to achieve power after their master's demise. In a lot of cases, Dark Jedi were former Jedi themselves. In the time of the Old Republic, a section of the Jedi Order secretly pursued their own selfish desires, and upon being outed by the faithful Jedi, sparked a war that would wage for 1,000 years. This group was known as Dark Jedi, as they utilized the dark side of the Force, but at this point were not aware of the way of the Sith, and thus fought against the Jedi with their perversion of the Order. Eventually, these Dark Jedi were defeated and exiled to the far reaches of space. It was here when they found the planet of Korriban. On Korriban was an extremely powerful race of beings known as Sith, and the Dark Jedi adopted many of their ways, eventually becoming Sith themselves. A few more recent and canon examples of Jedi who eventually became Dark Jedi would be the Fifth Brother and Grand Inquisitor, who were both former Jedi Knights. Many popular and well-known characters have also been former Dark Jedi themselves, momentarily or periodically embracing the dark side of the Force. Great examples being Mara Jade when she served as the Emperor's hand, and Kyle Katarn when he momentarily embraced the dark side of the Force. To be a Dark Jedi also does not mean that they need to be a killer or conqueror. The dark side encourages obtaining power, but it is not a necessity. An individual that practices the dark side but does not conform to the way of the Sith is considered a Dark Jedi. A great way to think of it is like this. The Sith and Jedi orders are just that, orders. They come with a philosophy and standard, the Jedi that maintain peace and the Sith to obtain power. A Dark Jedi is not an order or a philosophy, simply a classification. A Dark Jedi indicates a practitioner of the dark side of the Force, but one who is not necessarily a Sith. What this means is that Dark Jedi is a very broad term, and there are other classifications that they fall under, with examples being Inquisitor or Emperor's Hand. However, in the Old Republic, some members of the Sith Order were considered Dark Jedi, as the number of Sith in the galaxy was much larger than the Rule of Two, and when one originally joined the Order, they were considered Dark Jedi until being deemed Sith Lords. It is the exact same in the Jedi Order, with a Jedi Padawan becoming a Jedi Knight. It's the same basic principle. The first Dark Jedi was named Zendor, and he is actually one of my favorite characters, as I find him extremely compelling. Zendor originally was a Jedi, and he was not evil, and did not wish for war to cover the galaxy, but he found himself forming different views from the Jedi Council of the time. Zendor desired to know why the Jedi refused to explore the mysteries of the dark side, while having the Order in large part established to uncover the mysteries of the Force. Zendor asked why the Jedi limited themselves to only learning of half of the great mysteries, while preaching the importance of learning from the Force as a whole. Unlike many Jedi, Zendor believed the Force was one with the dark side and the light, and that they had to be accepted together. Other Jedi viewed the light as the pure state of the Force, and the dark as an impure perversion of what the Force really is. Eventually, it got to the point where Zendor was pleading with the Jedi Order to allow him and others to depart and explore the secrets as a part of the Order, but the Jedi Council refused, telling him the darkness only serves to corrupt and destroy. Despite pleas from the Council, Zendor and his followers left the Order, becoming Dark Jedi. Once establishing a new home, Zendor feared that, ironically, the fears of the Jedi would consume them, and they would march upon his new home. Zendor's fears were eventually proven correct, and the Jedi slaughtered him and his followers, fearful of the dark to the point where they would kill their own brothers to prevent its return. So that is what a Dark Jedi is, and some of the history on them. I hope this video helped you understand if you didn't fully grasp the concept yet. It can be kind of confusing. So I'm really curious, how do you feel about Dark Jedi, and more specifically Zendor and his followers, and the way the Jedi Order ultimately treated them? If you have any other lore topics or questions you want answered, do not hesitate to tweet them at me at StupendousWave on Twitter, or leave a comment and I will try my best to answer, or make a full video dedicated to your topic. Thanks again for watching, may the Force be with you, and have a great day.